Now, let's break this down. First of all, the idea that these two 20-somethings are master hackers who can penetrate hospital servers and record therapy sessions without leaving a trace is a stretch. But the impact it has on the characters feels forced. Nora listens to the file, gets upset, and leaves. Michael, instead of chasing his wife, goes into damage control mode, trying to figure out if Gina records her sessions. Gina admits she does, but claims Amy was hacked. Michael, in a moment of actual competence, says he'll call IT and suggests Gina should lose her license, which, frankly, she should if her security is that bad. But the drama feels manufactured. It feels like the writers sat down and said, how can we make Amy's life miserable this week? Instead of letting the conflict arise naturally from her amnesia or her medical mistakes. The villain plot creates this monster of the week vibe that the show doesn't need. It devalues the credibility of the series. We are here for high-stakes medicine and complex interpersonal relationships, not a cyber thriller written by someone who just discovered what a VPN is. And the worst part? It makes Amy look like a victim, sure, but because Amy is generally written as so smug and unlikable, remember how she treated the nurse in the flashback? It's hard to fully rally behind her. Part of me is watching Charlie and Hannah wreck her life and thinking, well, she kind of had this coming. That is a failure of character writing. If your protagonist is being targeted and the audience is shrugging, you have a problem. The inconsistency is another issue that really grinds my gears. A few episodes ago, Charlie was the hesitant one, unsure if they should go through with this harassment plan. Now, suddenly he's the mastermind maniac, telling Hannah to sit back and watch the powder keg explode, while Hannah is the one getting cold feet, worrying they are going too far. It's a complete personality flip-flop just to serve the plot. Characters need to be consistent, or at least evolve in a way that makes sense. This feels like whiplash. Despite the hacking nonsense, the episode does manage to push the romance forward, if that's what you're here for. Jake and Amy have a moment. After the funeral chaos, after the leaks, after the accusations, Jake visits Amy. He tells her that someone is clearly trying to destroy her. Amy tries to defend the audio leak, saying it was taken out of context, which, Amy, come on, you did kiss him, but Jake cuts through the noise. He admits that a part of him will always love Rachel, just like a part of her will always love Michael. But then he asks the big question, does she want to be with him? He says he doesn't want to wait another day. And Amy agrees. Finally, after seasons of Willem, they are apparently doing this. But does it feel earned? Or does it feel like a consolation prize amidst the chaos? I'm leaning towards the latter, mostly because I'm distracted by the fact that Charlie is currently cooking up a deepfake audio of Amy confessing to murder. Yes, you heard me right. The episode ends with Charlie creating a fake audio file where Amy says she killed their father. This is where the show jumps the shark for me. Deepfakes? Murder confessions? We have strayed so far from the premise of a doctor with amnesia relearning her life. It's becoming a cheap thriller. And that's why I have to give this episode a 4 out of 10. It's barely passing. The flashback stuff was solid, acting-wise, and seeing the early COVID panic was effective, but the present-day storyline is drowning in cheese. The show is struggling to balance its tone. It wants to be Grey's Anatomy with the romance, House MD with the medical mystery, and Mr. Robot with the hacking plot, and it is failing at all three right now. The patients in the present day are barely characters. They are just props to get us to the next scene of Amy looking confused or Charlie looking villainous. We need more depth. We need Amy to undergo a genuine image repair, not just be a victim of a cyber attack. We need to see her earn her redemption through medicine and kindness, not just by surviving a smear campaign. So, where do we go from here? The cliffhanger suggests next week is going to be all about this fake murder confession. Amy is going to have to fight for her freedom, not just her license. It's going to be dramatic, sure, but will it be good? I have my doubts. The writers need to reel it back in. Stop with the external villains and focus on the internal conflict. Amy's worst enemy should be herself, her missing memories, her past arrogance, her lost relationships. That is compelling TV. Two twins with a laptop and a grudge? That's a cartoon. But look, maybe I'm being too harsh. Maybe you love the thriller aspect. Maybe you are totally on board with the Charlie and Hannah revenge tour. I want to hear from you. Do you think the show has gone off the rails, or are you loving the high stakes? Drop a comment below with your theory on how Amy gets out of this murder frame-up. And while you're down there, let me know, are you Team Jake or Team Michael? Because frankly, at this point, I think Amy should probably just be single and focus on not going to jail. If you enjoyed this breakdown, even if you disagreed with my verdict, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow and lets me keep bringing you these unfiltered reviews. Make sure you are subscribed because next week, we are going to see if Doc can dig itself out of this hole or if we are officially hate watching the rest of the season. Thanks for hanging out with me, and until next time, keep your passwords secure and your doctors honest.